A few days later, Delara and I sat together in my chambers, me sipping wine as the night pressed on. I sat cross-legged on the floor, leaning against the bed frame, facing Delara. She was seated on a chair by the table, her right leg crossed neatly over her left, back straight, fingering the sleeves of her kimono. The lantern light from my nightstand flickered against the walls, casting long, shifting shadows, the kind that felt just a little too close. But with Delara here, the shadows seemed harmless. Our conversation was nice. We talked about the northern lights that had blanketed the skies above the temple grounds last night, her latest exercises with her katana, the way I struggled to learn the Lak-Laleshian language, my recent visit to the House of the Tarnished, where Azhûra had shown me some frescoes sprawling with the lineages of the Haneth dynasty. Delara listened with her usual intent calm. I made a joke about one of the so-called empresses Azhûra had mentioned, but Delara didn't laugh. I explained why my joke was funny, and she said she got it. "You're just not as funny as you think." I held the bottle up between us. "Want a taste? Might make you a little less serious." She shook her head. "The world has enough dizzy people. I'd rather stay steady, thanks." "Yeah, heaven forbid one of us ends up off balance around here," I said, and took another sip. Gradually, our talk drifted into waters I'd hoped to avoid. "So, how are you finding the lessons?" she asked, glancing carefully. I rolled my eye, taking a long sip to buy myself a moment. "Same old nonsense," she drones on in riddles, rattles off 100 gods I'm supposed to keep straight, and bludgeons me with her endless philosophies about suffering. Delara's scarred fingers tapped lightly on the side of her cup, her steady rhythm waiting me out, as if there was more to tell. When she realized there wasn't, she spoke. "But it's not all bad, is it? You said you were bored before. Are you still bored now?" I snorted. "Yeah." "But you're curious, no? If you didn't care at all, you wouldn't go. You'd just stay here and wait for the 9 months to end." Her gaze reached back to me. "But you keep going back." I scoffed, waving her off, but the look in her half-gaze held steady, like she saw something in me I was dreading to admit. She didn't need to say it out loud. I could feel her pulling it from me. The truth I'd barely acknowledged myself. Her fingers fidgeted slightly. "You're finding it tolerable, aren't you?" "Gods, you're impossible. Fine, it's not completely horrible." Delara's lips curved into a strange little smile. "I knew it. I'd seen it in you lately. You looked less sad." "Maybe the wine?" "No. I think perhaps you've even begun to like her." "Are you out of your mind? The witch carved my eye out." "Okay, not like her, exactly. But maybe you can at least admit that you trust her intentions are good." The question sat between us a while, heavy as the shadows in the room. I looked away, feeling the doubt creep in. Part of me wanted to tell her everything. The dreams, the voice warning me every night not to trust Azhûra. But Delara wouldn't understand. I could imagine the crease in her brow, her face quiet and pensive, the way her eyes would drop to the floor, her mouth tightening, her eyes darkening if I dared question the impeccable High Priestess Azhûra. Instead, I shrugged, keeping my voice guarded. "The lessons are tolerable, but that doesn't mean I can forgive her. Ever. Dilara's expression remained solemn, but she didn't speak. Her silence weighed on me, heavier than any words. As the quiet stretched between us, the warmth I'd felt moments ago slipped away, leaving a cold thought in its place. I could keep my suspicions at bay for now, but that lingering doubt was always there, an itch I could never quite reach. A dull ache throbbed in my empty eye socket, reminding me of what Azhûra had done. Sometimes during lessons, I'd almost let myself forget it, and that was almost worse. But now, the dream voice's warning echoed at the back of my mind, urging me to keep my guard up. The dreams, real or not, they seemed to be stirring something within me, resisting the curiosities Azhûra had planted. Deep down, I knew I'd have to confront her someday. Maybe not in the way I'd once pictured, with an imperial crusade and a witchfire. But in some way, on some distant day, I'd face her, whatever it took, and whatever I'd have to lose. In the weeks that followed, Azhûra's face haunted me. I'd close my eye and bang! There she was. I'd fall asleep, and sure enough, that same old voice would creep in, whispering about her. Even when she wasn't in the Forbidden Temple, which, by the way, was often, I couldn't stop thinking about her. The temple grounds felt hollow in her absence, like the entire order held its breath, waiting for her return. One afternoon, I asked Dilara where Azhûra disappeared to during these strange lapses, but she only shrugged, her face blank.
"She's with the council,"
was all she said, but that didn't tell me much. The Veiled Council. Azhûra had mentioned them on several occasions. As I understood it, they were the true ruling power in Loch Lalesh, hidden behind the scenes and pulling the strings of the imperial officials who believed themselves in charge. Azhûra was their arch supreme or something, giving guidance to the other members. Each time she mentioned the Veiled Council, she had a reverence to her voice. But there was something else there too, something guarded. It almost felt like she didn't have full faith in her fellow council members. The urge to know why gnawed at me, but I couldn't get to the bottom of it no matter how many questions I asked. Azhûra deflected them all. Her answers a series of vague riddles or casual evasions. How does she even leave this place? I asked Dilara one day, waving a hand at the endless ocean surrounding the Forbidden Temple. I doubt she bloody well swims away.
"She has her ways,"
Dilara replied, whatever that meant. Do you know, or don't you?
"I don't need to know."
What an odd notion. Whenever there was something I didn't know, it would drive me insane until I figured it out. Clearly this place wasn't designed with people like me in mind. I asked Azhûra straight once, but her answer wasn't any more helpful than Dilara's.
The Veiled Council requires my guidance. The others may be high priestesses, each favoured by an abyssal one, but only I am the chosen of Zah'Raven. They need me.
Do Vex'Lankar and Lajina have chosen ones of their own? I pressed. Azhûra's gaze shifted briefly.
Yes, but it's not.
Can't they give guidance? They represent the Erden too, don't they?
It's not about that. Not all members recognize the Erden as the supreme abyssals.
Why not? She sighed, a flicker of impatience breaking through.
Let's leave it at that, for now.
Why? If you want me to become your successor in this mad place, shouldn't I know these things?
There's a time for everything, child.
Who were the chosen of Vexel and Carr and Legina?
Why do you want to know?
Just curious, I said with a shrug.
Their names are Hetara Orm Borzarth and Azetha Melerith.
And why do we all need to meet so often? And this Zah'Ra Orm Harren, she's there too, right? The one you mentioned, chosen of the flogger of slaves. She doesn't sound like a particularly nice addition to the group now, does she? Where do you all meet? And how do you even leave this place to get there? Azhûra's lips pressed into a thin line.
The matters of the council are not... You're not ready for them.
I'm just asking.
Enough.
Her voice sliced through the air. She struck her staff firmly against the ground, a clear indication that the discussion was over.
We've wasted enough time. Today I'll teach you more of our language, and I need your mind sharp.
She was hiding something. I knew it. Problem was that I didn't know what she was hiding. And like I said, not knowing something drove me insane. Slowly, I started to suspect that the distrust ran both ways. During lessons, Azhûra seemed increasingly wary of me. I'd catch her watching me as I practiced the ritual she'd taught me, her gaze lingering with strange, quiet intensity, as if I were some creature she'd dragged in from the wild. When we talked, she'd study every movement, every gesture, the way I held her gaze or looked away, as though she was trying to see straight through me. To strike back, I started slipping in questions, not about the gods she served or the philosophies she preached, but about her, hoping to chip away at her mask. I was cautious, careful never to push too far or to make her suspicious of my motives. It was a delicate dance, like walking a tightrope over a chasm crawling with hungry Vashirs. One afternoon, I decided to press her about her titles. There was one in particular that I couldn't let go of, the one I remembered Ezra had used. Wielder of the Fang of Zah'Raven. What exactly is the Fang of Zah'Raven? I asked, crossing my arms. She studied me for a moment, then said,
The world is rich with relics of the gods, waiting for those who know where to look.
And you do?
Naturally.
So, what is it?
The Fang is as old as rain, forged by Zah'Raven himself in the Shattered Reaches. It has passed through the hands of many before me, each one deemed worthy by his judgment. To wield it is to carry proof of his favour.
I wanted to scoff. It sounded absurd. Back home, relics belonged to saints, not gods. A god forging something and handing it to a mortal? Ridiculous. Do you like it? Her gaze narrowed slightly.
What do you mean by that?
Does it make you feel important? The question slipped out too fast and I bit my tongue, realizing I might have overstepped. I mean, do you have it on you? May I see it?
You've already seen it.
She reached into her robes and drew out something dark and slender, and a wave of dread hit me as I recognized it. It was the knife, the one she'd used to take my eye. The memory crashed over me like a rock slide. The blade was thin but solid, dark as obsidian with a faint sheen. Markings ran down its length, etched deep and twisting like vines. Azhûra's voice mellowed.
Would you like to hold it?
My throat tightened. Why?
I'm curious. You see, not everyone can hold the Fang. Most who try will drop it before it rests fully in their grasp.
Drop it? Is it really hot or something?
The Fang overwhelms them, child. No matter how fiercely they want to hold it, they cannot. Their will falters, the blade slips through their fingers and falls.
She tilted her head, her white eyes gleaming faintly.
But you?
A shiver ran down my spine. What about me?
Zah'Raven has already marked you. You're not his chosen, not yet. But his interest in you is enough to make me wonder. Care to give it a try?
Her words sent a chill through me. I looked down at the Fang, its blade catching the firelight in the dark gleam. I could almost feel it pressing against my skin again, the sharp edge sliding beneath my eyelid, the weight of it as it sank deeper and deeper. I looked up to find her watching me with that same expectant look, as if testing me. But in the end, I only let the silence stretch between us, like a bowstring pulled taut, and left the Fang in her outstretched hand. Maybe some other time.